and or YouTube and or Periscope, shoot me a message. Let me know you guys can hear me today. And all right. And it looks like we're live on Instagram. And look at all the people flying in. Rusty Charlie, thank you very much. Jared Allen, how you doing, buddy? Chantel 1984. Wow, everybody's here. This is great. Guys, I have this question. So yesterday, there had seemed to be a lot of new people who showed up to the stream. And of course, we had some technical difficulties, but I hope we didn't scare them. I thought despite everything going wrong, at least we had a good discussion, a good Monday morning discussion. How are you guys doing in YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram land? Rusty Charlie, have a good morning. Chantel 1984, how are you doing? Jaron Allen, let me know you're alive out there. It's good to see you guys. So yesterday, it was quite amusing to me, but of course, I had mentioned about Twitch. And of course, I had posted what a weird and strange world that was. And of course, the way it was explained to me, all right, YouTube is working well today. Good. How you doing, Saz? Oh, no, that's Periscope. Right on. How you doing? So, I went to this strange world of Twitch, and I found it incredibly disturbing. And of course, I was fed a lot of bad things about it. And somebody brought up the point. They're like, yeah, I can understand why you might think that, but there is some wonderful qualities about it as well. And of course, I was curious. I was like, well, then you're going to have to let me know about these positive qualities. What did I miss about Twitch that was that gave it validity and please enlighten me. Tell me what I'm missing. What is the quality content there that I am missing? And so somebody told me about a streamer named Sweet Anita and said that to just try to find her and go watch her stream. And then I would see the utility and how Twitch could be used for good. And I laughed. So I was like, all right, I'll check it out. And I have to tell you, so Sweet Anita is an English girl, mid-20s, who has incredibly debilitating Tourette's syndrome. It's well documented. She's been doing Twitch for several years now. And her tics there's a lot of them. And of course, she also has the Tourette's where you say incredibly horrible, mean things as well. And so I hate to laugh, but her channel in it itself is very good humor about her disability. And not only that, have you ever run into people who seemed to have figured out life specifically to what they are good at or their unique innate talents and have been able to exploit them to massive gain? Well, Sweet Anita is one of those people where her channel, it was like a car crash that I couldn't turn away from. It was quite endearing. She has an incredible sense of humor about it. She would have to. And she's been able to exploit this disability all the way to the bank with merchandise. And she has a following of like 9 million subs. And I couldn't turn away. And I had to watch to get more understanding of all the different tics that she had. It was quite amazing. So for those who pushed back on me on my terror into Twitch, Yes, you have redeemed it. I have saw something in Twitch that was incredibly wonderful, redeemable, and good for Sweet Anita. That is something that I didn't expect. And in all of in the world, I could not imagine something so amazing. So if you if you ever find yourself on Twitch, check out this stream. And it was nice. It was nice to see something be used in something. Talk about John. How you doing? Oh, it is it is Coach Bauman on Periscope. How you doing, buddy? I was just mentioning about Twitch and the few things that were redeemable that I had found on the pushback of me talking so much crap about it. So yes, I was mentioning about Sweet Anita and how unique and amazing that was, and good for her. And I thought also that for other people to be able to see that not only does a disability have to be a weakness, but that if you think about it hard enough, if you figure out a way, that it is a strength. And for a lot of people, you have to, by understanding the human brain and how it works, and that there is many ways of turning adversity into advantage. In fact, there's a book by Laura Huang. So a few months ago on the Art of Charm podcast, we interviewed Laura Huang and her book, Turning Adversity into Edge. And it is all about how you can use your what you might find as adversity to your strength, and certainly using human cognition and understanding it, the innate and primal functions of it, to use in your favor. For instance, one of the pieces that she talks about is that as human beings, we have a faulty pattern recognition machine that is our brain. Our brain works in defining patterns. The more patterns are predictive, the calmer and the more settled the mind is. When the brain cannot recognize patterns, it starts to speed up. It starts to act frantic. This is where anxiety comes in. But the more patterns, the more it settles down. And so it looks to predict patterns at all times. How do you use this to your advantage? Well, understanding your presentation, everything about yourself, your ethnicity, your dress, your mannerisms, your language, all of these things come into play for the human brain to make predictive, to look at patterns and start making predictions. It's always going to go to stereotypes. These are patterns that it has seen over and over again that, though are faulty, have some utility. And so if you can use those faulty, quick, predictive patterns to your advantage, you can make light of the situation. You can call these patterns out. You can allow others to feel comfortable with the predictive patterns and then use those to your advantage. So I'd highly recommend the book. Understanding the brain's ability to work at such a simplistic nature allows you to use it for your advantage. Our problem as human beings is we tend to try to outthink our simple programming. And every time that human beings try to manipulate or outthink nature, we have found ourselves in ruin to our own detriment and to our society and civilization's detriment. Keep that in mind the next time someone tries to get you to believe that you're over Mother Nature, that you're over the natural programming of things. But for our chat there, Anita has figured out a way to exploit her disability and to make a lot of money for herself and to gain a lot of fame. I mean, upon finding her, I spent some time on YouTube just researching. It is quite an interesting, the whole thing about it is quite interesting. So, how's the devil's juice? Oh, my coffee, rather good, Mr. Bauman. All right. So I have a question here, and I wanted to get to this yesterday, and I wasn't able to. However, the question is how to maintain appropriate confidence when my business is just scraping by and it's on its way to being what I know it can be, but it doesn't look like that right now. Wonderful question. As somebody who is an entrepreneur, I had to deal with this a lot in life, and I still do. There's many aspects of the art of charm that we're always continuing to try to grow and make the most of. But there's two aspects to this question. There is your inner expectations of how you want things to go, how you want things to look, and you have to come to terms with that. And then there is also an outer expectations of what you want it to look like to other people and where it is and what it looks like to other people. Both of those have a utility that is necessary in order for you to continue to sculpt and create your company to being what you want it to be. For a lot of people, they will say things like, oh, well, you just need to quit thinking about what other people might have to say. It's certainly not a good plan. Oh, you know what? I guess this has been running the whole time. Turn that interface to your favor. Yes, Jen. Well, we can talk about that later. All right. So where was I? Oh, yeah. So the inner and outer expectations of yourself and your business. So number one, let's talk Lisa Atkins. Well, welcome to the show. And can I just say before I get started with this question that your little Yorkie is adorable? The pictures were, he just looks so happy. All right. So how do I maintain an appropriate confidence when my business is scraping by and it's way to being what I know it can be, but it doesn't look like that right now? Inner and outer expectations. Number one, let's deal with the inner expectations. The inner expectations is that you know where you need to be. You're looking to push it to where it needs to be, yet it is not there. So now you have to allow yourself to know, no matter what, that you're moving in the right direction, and you have to set up small attainable goals that allow you to celebrate even on a daily basis that though you are not there yet, you are on the right course. Small wins allow you to know that no matter what efforts you are putting in, you are moving in the right direction. For everybody, there is nothing worse in the world than putting in effort, time, energy, day after day, and feeling as if you are not getting anywhere. Spinning your wheels day after day after day is the worst feeling. And this is what shuts people down, where they feel as if they're being beaten up by life, putting all this effort in. Now, how do you, I can't perceive it seriously with the background. I'm sorry, my friend. This is what I got to work with in quarantine. So with that, you have to decide what you're going to celebrate on a daily basis and what is an obtainable small goal that you can feel good with. Also, if you had grown up in a household that has high expectations, you are going, everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face. Absolutely. If you've grown up in a household that had incredibly high expectations, it's going to be difficult for you to celebrate the small wins because no matter what, there was always a higher goal. So if you came home with an A minus and you were very excited and you're like, Dad, I got A minuses in class. And it's like, well, yeah, that's great, but there's always getting an A plus. If that had been your growing up, setting small obtainable goals is going to be difficult for you to continue pushing the rock every day. And it is getting comfortable with those small goals that will allow your inner expectations to be met. As for myself, I had to learn, and it took a while, that as long as I'm moving in the right direction, no matter what the outcome was, if it was closer every day, then my efforts were worth it. Then it becomes how can I refine my efforts to be more efficient? But as long as I was moving in the right direction, I had something to work with. The only way you know you're moving in the right direction is small obtainable goals. So that is how you reach the inner expectations. So set that aside. Part 2 of this question. Lisa says, it took me a long time to learn that small, consistent daily effort is greater than one day of working nonstop. Absolutely. And once you get to once you get comfortable with that place, then you can start looking at what is a comfortable and appropriate amount of work to push into those efforts so that you also have time for the other things that allow you to feel good about life. And that's why making those efforts efficient is important. But as long as you're moving in the right direction, then it becomes an efficiency issue. But first, we need to know we're moving in the right direction, which makes it small obtainable goals puts us in that position. Now, outside of that, we have outer expectations to meet. A lot of people will tell you, Pit Lord Barbecue. Wait, Sweet Anita was banned for something? No, she was not. I was just explaining how, as somebody who's not familiar with Twitch, had come to learn about her and how that was a very incredible thing to witness and to be really excited for somebody with such a debilitating disability to be able to exploit that for that much gain. That's what I was referring to. Pit Lord Barbecue. Thank you very much. All right. Now, sorry about that, guys. Outer expectations. How are we going to meet outer expectations? A lot of people will say you need to be able to detach from outer expectations. And I will say that they're correct in so much that you need to be able to detach a certain amount from them. But you also need to be able to elicit constructive feedback. Without constructive feedback, without other people involved in your journey, it can feel like all your efforts are not only gone for nothing, but you're in this alone. And as I put it up last week about a life worth fighting for, this is an everyday effort to get closer to your goals. That daily effort and the energy that you are going to put in, if you don't have other people who are encouraging and supporting you in those efforts, then this can feel like a lonely road. And life is it's too difficult and it's too hard to go at this alone. And in fact, of course, if you're listening to this show, you know how much we talk about the importance of your relationships to your well-being, especially if you're going to be exerting all of this effort and energy into these goals. So you want to be detached to the degree that your expectations aren't contingent on what others are thinking, but you are attached enough that you have relationships so that when you are being encouraged and supported and being cheered on, that it feels good, that you don't feel that you're alone, that there is somebody there with you that you can bounce ideas off of, that you can celebrate. When, who are you going to celebrate these small wins with if you don't have people who are connected with, that you are connected with emotionally, that when they cheer you on, or that when you reach those goals, that you can't call on the phone or text and get some cheers. That's what all this is about. Each one of those components reinforces the other one. So when it comes to maintaining that confidence, you have to understand the two expectations that are being met, how to look at them with the proper perspective, and then set up daily values in which you are going to engage in that allow you to strengthen your resolve in yourself and your efforts on a daily basis. And that every day that you engage in those values, you are stronger in your confidence in who you are and in your efforts towards your goal, towards building your company. And with once that will is put in place, not only are you confident in the mission and the company that you're putting together, you get stronger in that mission every day. And once that will is complete and you're getting stronger in your mission every day, well, then you can't be stopped. And from there, you are reinforcing all your thoughts, all of your efforts. And it's only not only are you not looking at confidence, you're looking at not being undenied. You're looking at being above everything else. You've transcended all of the difficult work. It now becomes a joy to get after it every day. You know, I'm looking at the chat on Insta right now, and Lisa is somebody who is a fitness person and has been training people. And Lisa, you understand the minute it clicks for somebody that not only are they're not dragging their ass to the gym anymore, they see the results. Once they see the results and see their efforts, all of a sudden it becomes they have to go to the gym. They're inspired to go to the gym. They've not only are they inspired to go to the gym, they've inspired themselves to start going to the gym. Once that circle is complete, it's difficult for anyone to take you out. In fact, once that circle is complete, any gripe, criticism, bullshit that you will take from that you will hear from other people, you are Teflon. It bounces off of you. There is no way to be penetrated on from that criticism. And now we are getting to it. Damn straight, Nyborg. That's what I'm talking about. Lisa, you understand the truth. It's about alignment and speaking, action, belief, and it cannot be stopped. Now I got to go work out. Absolutely, Nyborg. This is what the whole point is. These circles, once they are complete, they reinforce each other. The only thing that you need to be careful of once the circle is complete is that you do not lock out any of the support and encouragement that had got you to that point. That those people and those relationships that helped you get there, those are sacred. We're no longer in a world with disposable relationships. We can't afford that to ourselves right now. We are now in a world where every relationship is important to us. Why? Because we're not at a place where we can just go out and make new ones. The relationships that we might make through the internet, through Twitter, through Instagram, those are great. And those also get tied and bonded even more strong as we connect outside of these apps. But the days of running around willy-nilly at this point for the foreseeable future are over. And I think getting back to the importance of those relationships that allow us to be happy on a daily basis and work on our goals and be supported and encouraged, we're finally getting back to relationships that matter to us. Extremely important. So, boom, guys. I hope everyone's going to go work out after that. Yes, daily values, Jen. I have a great article put together for daily values if you want to check it out. All right, so I'm going to go through this. You guys are awesome. Hey, and listen, guys, if you want more about all this cool stuff, about relationships, compelling conversations, values, and persuasion, check out the Art of Charm Communication Accelerator. It has all the best bits from our online classes, live in-person training programs, and the podcast of expert guests for over the last 14 years. You can find it in the link tree. You can find it in the Twitter bio, and you can also find the Communication Accelerator in the YouTube description box. So let's go through this. She's been authentic herself. Yes, that was no shame in her game. That is about Sweet Anita. Absolutely. She's rad. It was quite the treat. If I eat Mexican food, Mother Nature always wins. Yes, Tolly. Everyone has a plan till you get punched in the face. Yes, don't I know it? All right. Try Italian. What is that? Rusty Charlie, try Italian. Are you referring to Italian food? Yes, Lisa. Now I got to go work out. Whoa, Nyberg, thank you for tuning in today. And get your workout on. Walking out. All right, guys. Free Candy. Oh, thank you, Free Candy, for joining in. As I mentioned, guys, check out the Communication Accelerator. It's in the Instagram link tree. It's in the Twitter bio. It is in the YouTube description. All the best bits from our programs, live training, and expert guests over the last 14 years. Well, thank you, Chantel 1984. Jared Allen, you have a good one today. Lisa says lit. Thanks, Johnny. You were lit, Lisa. Thank you for joining. Animal says, what do you got to say? He says, go out and kick ass. See you guys tomorrow.